Here we go again. I hadn't posted a video about this in a while because I just needed to let it percolate. I don't want to become that anti-Chibson guy, but it just keeps going. And these people that peddle these lies and these products, they never stop. They just go forever and ever and ever and ever. They never stop. It never ends. Facebook comment after Facebook comment after YouTube comment after email after message after... It doesn't matter. I can't get away from these people. So today we're going to talk about something that is probably the most disingenuous, dishonest, uninformed, and stupid and moronic, and I don't even have any other words to use, argument that is made for these guitars. Yes, we're talking about Chibsons. People say, well, they're not illegal to own, and as long as I disclose that it's illegal, then I'm allowed to sell it, right? Wrong. It is 100% illegal to sell a counterfeit item in the United States of America. There's no defense. There's no unless. There's no if, and, or but about this. It is illegal explicitly. End of story. I'm tired of seeing this all the time. Well, it's legal if I disclose it. Well, as long as, if they cared so much, then they'd stop it. Well, okay. Let's go to the law. Don't take my word for it. Let's go to the law. Okay, so here we go. This is the U.S. Code about trafficking in counterfeit goods or services. Let's read this together. Whoever intentionally traffics in goods or services and knowingly uses a counterfeit mark on or in connection with such goods and services. Traffics in labels, patches, stickers, wrappers, badges, emblems, medallions, charms, boxes, containers, cans, cases, hang tags, documentation, or packaging of any type or nature, knowing that a counterfeit mark has been applied thereto, the use of which is likely to cause confusion, to cause mistake, or to deceive. Okay? Traffics in goods or services, knowing that such good or service is a counterfeit military good. Okay, that is not applicable here. And the drugs part is not applicable here, although you probably have to be on drugs to even consider buying one of these in the first place. All right, so let's break this down. Okay, let's go section by section. Let's break this down. Those are the offenses that are listed here. Okay. Number 1, goods or services and knowingly uses a counterfeit mark. Do you see anything there that says unless disclosed? Do you see anything there that says unless a slight change is made? That people say that too. Oh, well, they slightly changed the shape. They slightly changed the headstock shape. They slightly moved the knobs. They slightly... Bullshit and cope. What's really happened here is the manufacturer is so awful at their job, their QC is so bad that they do a terrible job. It's not that if they make a minor change, a minor alteration, that's how you get around copy. No. People think this is like a 4D chess big brain discovery. It's not. It's not true. Look at the law. Knowingly uses a counterfeit mark on or in connection with the good or service. Full stop. The end. Stop arguing about it. Stop the comment that you're writing right now to me, because you're wrong. Period. That's it. I don't care what other YouTube channel who decided to drag me through the mud has to say about it. He's wrong. As are everybody else who peddles this. There have been multiple instances at like LAX where Customs seizes a bunch of Chibson guitars. It happens. Is it worth their time and money? I mean, here's the other thing. You're making them waste time and money screening these things when they could be using that time and money to screen for drugs or something much worse than counterfeit guitars, but you people keep buying them. Okay, but it's neither here nor there. We're talking about, is it illegal to sell them? The answer is yes. Very, very clearly, blatantly, okay? So that's number 1. The second section is talking about packaging, tags, boxes, which could confuse people. Now, your disclosure caveat might work on this one because it says the use of which is likely to cause confusion, to cause mistake, or to deceive. But here's the thing. It doesn't say to the buyer. It just says, period, cause confusion, mistake, or deceive. So you might disclose to Jim that the Chibson that you're selling him is fake, but he may not disclose it to the next guy. The mark that is born on that guitar, if he sells it to somebody that doesn't know, that is why it is illegal even if you disclose it, because that disclosure does not live with that guitar forever. And so, likely to cause confusion, mistake, or deceive, it goes for anybody who looks upon that object. So, again, your argument is invalid. So we've established that it is absolutely categorically illegal with no ifs, ands, or buts. I never want to hear that argument again. That argument is wrong. We're going to get to the penalties in a minute, but I do want to scroll down here and talk about some of these definitions. So if we look here, the term counterfeit mark means it is a mark that is used in connection with trafficking in any goods, services, labels, blah, 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 medallions, containers, cans, cases, hang tags, documentation of any type or nature that is identical with or substantially indistinguishable from a mark registered with the Patent and Trademark Office that is applied to the good or service that you are selling, the use of which is likely to cause confusion, to mistake, or to deceive. Okay? So let's talk about that. Again, substantially indistinguishable from means that even if the Chibson factory shittily applied it and it looks terrible, and you're going to say, oh, well, they made that small change to the N on Gibson on purpose to get around the copyright law. Wrong. Because it says right here that if it is substantially indistinguishable from it, if you got to get up on it and look at it real close, you're not talking about the substantially indistinguishable at this point. Okay? So that is what a counterfeit is. That's the counterfeit mark. That's what makes a Chibson illegal. There's also counterfeit design, which we're not getting into in this video, but it is counterfeit design. That is, again, let's talk about like the ESP EC10, for example, the EC series, right? They look kind of like a Les Paul, but they changed it a little bit. That's allowed, and that is okay because you did change it enough that the design is not the one that Gibson copyrighted, and you're not putting a fake logo on it. That is where the small minor adjustment argument comes in. Not here. Not here. Let's scroll down a little bit further. We're talking about financial gain. That's obviously you made money off of it. Okay? And then trafficking is transport, transfer, dispose of to another for purposes of commercial advantage or private financial gain. So, I have seen this other argument when I say to people, that's illegal. You can't sell that. Well, he's going to make a $250 donation to me and I'm going to give him this guitar. Or he's going to buy a case for $250 and this guitar happens to be in it. That's illegal. Still. You know why? Because you transported, transferred, or otherwise disposed of to another for purposes of commercial advantage or private financial gain. $250 went to you, purposeful financial gain. They received via transport, transfer, or disposal of an illegal guitar. So, sorry, all of these this genius guy that wants to make these videos about how, well, actually, it's legal, is wrong. Period. Full stop, end of story, wrong. It is illegal to sell a Chibson in the United States of America. It is illegal for the Chinese to be selling it to us here in America. Well, they don't have copyright law in China. They don't have to follow our copyright laws because they're Chinese. Okay, true, but they're still illegally having those products imported. Whoever's on the receiving end of that import is responsible for that import at that point. Okay? So as a buyer, it's not illegal for you to buy it, but it is illegal for China to be selling it to you. It is illegal for the carrier to be bringing it across the border. And then it is illegal for you to ever sell it to someone else. Period. Doesn't matter what kind of gymnastics you want to do with your brain, if you even have one. Let's go back to the penalties. This is the fun part, okay? Penalties. Whoever commits an offense under subsection A Okay, subsection A here. If you are an individual, you'll be fined not more than $2 million, should be more, or imprisoned not more than 10 years, should be more, or both. And if a person other than an individual, so like a company, like an eBay store, for example, shall be fined not more than $5 million. Second and subsequent offenses, individual, $5 million, up to $5 million, not more than 20 years of imprisonment. And if it's a company, you don't go to prison. You just pay a $15 million fine. Isn't that great? If serious bodily injury occurs, well, it's not relevant here. It says whoever knowingly or recklessly attempts to cause injury. So I guess we'll let the lead content of the guitar go because maybe it's not on purpose. But that's it. Purpose of this video was to just stop the lie because it's a lie. Period. The end. End of story. Your argument is invalid. There is no defense. There is no counter. It is categorically, empirically, provably illegal to sell a Chibson guitar in the United States of America, whether you disclose it or not, whether it is wink, wink, you sold a case and the guitar was in it or not, period. So I never want to see that argument again. And honestly, if you're having a debate with somebody about this and they try to pull this shit on you, send them this video. There's nothing. You have absolutely nothing. You can't counter anything here that's on this website right here. You can't counter any of it. This is the law. Period. End of story. The end. If you're peddling these lies, cut that shit out. I've had enough. So have a lot of other people. I hope I made you mad today. If this disrespected you or upset you in some way, good.